Hi there, I'm Java Jim with First Line Equipment, and I'm hoping you're having a wonderful day today. As you could see, we have two dual boiler espresso machines here, one from Rancilio, which is considered the Silvia Pro dual boiler espresso machine, and the Lelit Elizabeth. And over the course of the last 8 weeks, here in 2020, end of November, we're getting some inquiries about comparing these two fabulous espresso machines. So I want to go over some of the factual stuff and then some of the subjective stuff to help you make a better decision. There's a reason why we carry certain machines in First Line Equipment, and there's a reason why you won't see certain machines on First Line Equipment, but I can't tell you here on YouTube. Anyways, both are 58 millimeter group heads and baskets, portafilters, so they're both comparable in that area. Both are stainless steel. There is still a black frame on here, black enamel painted frame on the Silvia Pro. I haven't scratched it yet to check, but Rancilio is saying that this framing is now stainless steel underneath. I'm questioning a little bit, maybe they should have left the stainless. I know they're trying to follow the same look, but I might have preferred the stainless. I don't know, but regardless, it is black here, and they say it's stainless. The Elizabeth is all stainless as far as the framing and the body. Top panel, everything is stainless, including the reservoir cover. With the Silvia, you do have the original plastic cover and tank, so you do have some differences there. Just noticeable is where the PID display and the LCC is located. There is a lot of functionality in both that's beyond the scope of our differences, the differences between the two. Maybe time for another day to do that video. You have your single and double dose coffee button, and as well as your hot water. Now, dual boilers, you have steam. You have your steam knob here. It's a kind of a little bit on the small side for, and as they say, bleed. A little on the small side, it is on the side. Multi-directional wands, no burn. And let's start this one here. This is a 4-hole tip. Okay, the pipe does get hot, so just keep that in mind. Now, what's driving the steam performance? Here we have a 1-liter boiler, which means more capacity. On the Elizabeth, we have a 0.6-liter boiler capacity. Now, you may say the larger capacity, but a little surprise here. The Silvia Pro goes up to 257 degrees Fahrenheit on the steam boiler. That is the max temperature. And if I recollect, we have here 293 on the temperature for the maximum. So the smaller boiler, but it's also a higher bar pressure and temperature, which compensates for the smaller boiler. Now, you may ask, why? And maybe you won't be asking why. Where the Elizabeth has a feature that the Silvia Pro doesn't, is that difference in, or the change in temperature and pressure from the steam boiler, that feeds the pre-infusion through the coffee boiler to pre-infuse your espresso. That feature is not available on the Silvia Pro. So there is a noticeable difference in the quality in the cup when you have this functionality. Now, the Silvia does have what I consider called passive pre-infusion, but you can't regulate that. Basically, both vibration pumps, what ends up happening is they take time to ramp up. Typically from 0 to 8-9 bar takes about 8-9 seconds. So there's kind of a built-in pre-infusion here, but you can't control it. Here, you actually you can control the pre-infusion, and that's where I give a thumbs up in the quality in the cup. So better espresso here. So that's a major difference between these two players. Another area is water treatment. Lelit comes with an in-tank water softener that gets connected to the longer hose, or the hose may have a particle filter that comes off, and you put the Lelit water softener. Here you have an osmotic pack, which you rinse. And with this, typically you have to wait several hours, up to 15 hours, to convert the water from hard water that has magnesium and calcium to a soft water. So sometimes you kind of have to put this pouch in a pitcher. If you just refill the tank and you have this in there, it's not going to convert everything. Where this, the beads will actually interact with the water as it's passing through into the through the pump and then into the boilers. So just keep that in mind. Instruction manuals you have here for Silvia, multiple languages, as here's multiple. This one's a little heavier, this one's a little lighter, but where the Silvia Pro wins is the heft and weight of the machine. That's always been a known trait for the Silvia, and now for the Silvia Pro, this machine is, I believe, a little lighter. So plus and minus, the weight factor, structural integrity leans a little more to this side. So as you can see, I'm showing you pluses and minuses. It's not to say either machine is bad or good, but just so that you can make the best decision when purchasing a machine, especially a dual boiler sub $2,000. Now, here we have a very large drip tray integrated with the grates, and we have a riser here for the espresso cups. Here we have the grate, which is the traditional, and we have a riser here, which is, I believe, 3 set sections that you can lower and rise the drip tray. And you have your, drip tray grate, and then here you have your drip tray. Now, a big thing when people get an espresso machine from First Line, they go make a shot of espresso and they're like, oh my God, I got a leak. And the reason is they see water in the drip tray because they never got coffee or water in the drip tray. There's the 3-way solenoid valve that feeds the excessive pressure when you stop making the espresso, feeds into the drip tray on the back end. So don't be alarmed about that. Let's get back to the tank here. The Silvia Pro, which the Silvia doesn't have, is an integrated low water tube, or they have some other name for it. It fits into a slot back here. It is it basically shuts off the machine based on water pressure that's in the tank, and it kind of, there's a sensor inside that picks that up. So on the Lelit Elizabeth, there's actually a 2-stage low water cutoff. Here you can have an extraction and it will cut the shot. On the Lelit Elizabeth, the 2-stage, one is if you remove the tank, okay, it'll give you a low water cutoff. There's a micro switch that does that. But also on this side, okay, there's a little indentation here which belongs on this side, because if you put it on the other side, it'll give you a low water cutoff. There's a magnet that floats. It's a magnetic float. And once it starts getting low, it'll trigger to shut the machine off. So that sensor is for the water level. So 2-stage on this. And the other thing on the newest version, the version 3 of the Elizabeth, is that if you're in the middle of an extraction, it'll pretty much go up to 60 seconds before it will stop the machine and shut it down. So that's just another difference between these two great espresso machines. If you have any questions, comments, you can ask them down below. There'll be 2 links down below. You can check the features of both machines. They are both great machines, but I just want to point out some of the subtle differences that won't come out to mind when selecting either one from First Line Equipment. So you can ask there, and then please give us a thumbs up down below. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, because there's a lot more to come here at First Line. And with Java Gem, I wish you a fantastic and great espresso day.